What is good, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one I want to break down what's going on with the overall market, what's going on with Tesla, SPY, Nvda, the QQQ, and a couple of other tickers, what the news is saying about the market, what data is coming up for today that's going to cause some volatility. I'm also going to break down why I believe that the market's going to likely pump this morning, try to push up a little bit higher, but I don't fully trust this move, and I believe that eventually it's going to fail, and the market has more downside later coming on anyways. Before I break anything down all this information, though, before I get into any more details about why this is, why I believe this, let me just mention a couple of things. I am firstly not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link, which is down below in the description. If you sign up for Moomoo and deposit $100 into the account, you are guaranteed up to 5 free stocks. The offer ends in just 5 days. Check it out before they run out. Anyways, let's break down what's going on with the market. All right, guys, looking at SPY, listing is up 0.3% as of right now. Tesla is showing relative weakness as it's in the red, and we're seeing some tickers trying to rebound this morning. We dropped very hard thanks to Jerome Powell, but the overall trend is still looking bearish in my opinion. Now, what do I think is going to happen? Well, it's going to be dictated by some news and some economic data coming out for today. So the S&P 500 and Nasdaq Composite, they snapped their longest win streaks in 2 years. This happened thanks to Jerome Powell basically rug pulling the markets, saying that the Fed is not necessarily confident. They're not sure if they're done keeping inflation cool and making a very very sustainable path to that 2% inflation mark. He said that they have to be very very patient to look at more data, and still is possible for there to be one more rate hike this year. He said it's another possibility. Nothing is guaranteed, but we'll just have to wait and see. The market did not like that. There's also some new thresholds going out. The income tax brackets and standard deductions will be set a little higher for 2024. This is going to take effect for the tax year 2024, and it's going to be for files returned in 2025, right? So that's going to be very important. It's going to affect a lot of incomes out there. And besides that, we're just seeing new things coming out that are not as significant, but that's just still making the headlines. Anyways, that's it for headlines. Now let's break down what's going on with the economic calendar. On the calendar, I just want to remind you all that we have basically Logan from the Fed who just gave a speech. Now, Bostic should be speaking in about 13 minutes. Bostic is about to start speaking. And then at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 30 minutes after the market opens, we have the Michigan Consumer Sentiment Report, the 5-year inflationary expectations, the Michigan Current Conditions Report, and all this data from Michigan that's coming out is going to reflect consumer sentiment and inflationary expectations. At 10 o'clock a.m., expect a big move in the markets. The market might respond to this, but nonetheless, here's what I think is going to happen. Okay, SPY is trying to rebound. We look bullish just temporarily. We could be forming like a head and shoulders. Still, we have like a left shoulder here and a head. But I think what's going to happen is we're going to push up higher towards 436.5 or so. And we have these imbalances up here. If we get above that, there's a possibility that we reach 437.5. They push it up one more time just to try to trick as many people as possible, right? But this is going to be a fake move. It's a fake move. It's a fake out. It's trying to trick you because, once again, guys, look at the SQQQ. The SQQQ, we're going to look at the daily chart on it. This is still looking bullish to me. I know it's going to come down a little bit, but it has a gap to fill, and this chart is still going to continue to uptrend soon. The market has more downside coming eventually. That's my point. Now, could it drop a little bit? Could the market try to rebound a bit? Yes, we could rebound a bit on SPY, but I'm warning you all that this move is going to fail. Now, does it have to fill immediately? No, it could kind of like shuffle up here for a bit, but over the next couple of trading days, if not, later on today, eventually it's going to fail. There's going to be a pop coming, and then the move's going to fail, and we're going to continue to downtrend because I believe SPY will still end up filling this gap down here at this 430 area right here, 430. We're going to eventually come down to fill the gap. We're going to pop first, retest 435, 436.5, 437.5, somewhere up there. And then we're going to reject and come back down. It's a fake move. It's just another liquidity grab. It's a trap. I just want to warn you about that. Later on, it's going to fail. The daily looks more bearish. I don't fully trust this march. I don't fully trust this bounce that's coming. For Tesla, it's the same thing basically, except Tesla's looking kind of weak. If we look at Tesla, Tesla also has this gap to fill at 205. It could try to break above, this 210 area. So you could see that in the pre-market, if you have your pre-market chart up, this is acting as resistance. If we break this, we're going to push up for this imbalance at 212. Then we have 214 to 215. We could see Tesla rebound a bit more, get close to 212 to 214, but I believe this move is going to fail, and Tesla's going to eventually return to 205. So it's going to pump first. It's trying to pump a little bit, but it's going to fail later on. It may take an extra, trading day or two, but eventually it's going to fail and come back down. So look for a little pop and drop, guys. I'm warning you about that. Make sure you watch resistance at 210, 212, 214, 215, 216.8, and etc. Look for a little pop on Tesla and a drop, and watch these supports. For supports, watch 208, 207.5, 205 below that. And, we have that gap to fill, so I think Tesla's going to come back down. On Nvda is still trying to pump, but I don't fully trust Nvda, guys. I think just like SPY, it's going to fail. So what I think is going to happen is this. Nvda could have more upside coming, okay? The daily looks more bearish. It looks like a rejection is coming. But I think what's going to happen is it's going to try to get very close to 478, maybe almost 480 all over again. And if we break 482, 485 could come. Either way, between 480 and 485, around this range, I think that it's going to reject. I think that's going to be a pop and drop coming to Nvda, and it's eventually going to return to fill this gap towards 465, and even below that towards 460. Look for a pop that's coming. Watch these resistance levels, and look for rejection, as it's going to be coming right back down in the future. May take another, a trading day or two by the time it comes back down, but I think it's going to happen. On the QQQ, it's trying to rebound. This thing dropped quite a bit yesterday. We're going to be looking for a retracement. It's going to try to make its way back up for 376. We're going to watch this resistance first at 371.5. Then we have, 372.6, not 376. Sorry about that, guys. 372.6. And then we have these other imbalances. That's 373. It could push a little bit higher. We could see it push 1 to 2 points higher, but it's going to fail. The SQQQ, the VIX are showing us it's going to fail. Don't trust this pump all the way. It could pump up, start shopping a bit for the rest of the day. That could happen, okay? Don't fully trust the pump. Don't believe it's going to keep going and going. It's going to fail very, very soon. Give it another week. It's going to pump back up. It's going to come back down. I'm warning you all about this. The Michigan Consumer Sentiment Report comes out at 10 o'clock a.m., so we'll see what that causes. Aapl has, in my opinion, two possibilities. Aapl has either a head and shoulders forming, or it has a triple bearish divergence. It's got to be one of those two. So what I'm thinking is Aapl is going to likely fail as well. We're forming a possible head and shoulders, but it might actually try to break this high up here. But the problem is we have a triple bearish divergence, I believe it is. I think this is turning into a triple bearish divergence that could be forming. So Aapl is going to likely reject soon. So on Aapl, I'm not really liking this setup. It's either going to reject here at 183.5, and then that's going to form a head and shoulders. But if it keeps breaking out, we could get close to 185. So it might pump the markets a little bit, but we have a triple bearish divergence developing. Aapl is going to either reject here, or it pumps a little higher, chops up here for a bit, and then over the next few days, it eventually rejects again. Just like I'm warning everyone about the markets, a pop is coming. Do not fully trust it. It's going to be followed by another drop. The move will most likely fail, in my opinion. All right, guys. So that's what I have for this one. I want to warn you about that. The market's pumping higher. We're going to see a little bit more upside, but do not fully fall for it. It is a trap. All right. Thank you for listening. Have a good one, and peace out.